Good morning, manifestors. It's Paula with the 411 on manifesting. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. It was pretty cold. I had a really good weekend. My daughter was here from BC for the week, and we had an early Christmas with her, the rest of my family, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And she went home yesterday, so I'm a little bit sad about that, but we had such a great week, absolutely great week, and did lots of fun things and had lots of really good visits and lots of laughs. So, yay. And then last night I went to the movies and I saw the new Avatar, and it was so good. It was absolutely so good. And I would say it was like 3 hours and 20 minutes, I think, the movie. But it did not seem like it, and I was sad when it ended. So that tells you how good it is that, we're able to sit in a theater for that long and watch. But yeah, it was amazing. And if you get the opportunity to watch it over the holidays, go see it. If you're an Avatar fan like I am, it was absolutely amazing. But let's get to today's topic. So I'm having coffee with you this morning. So I did want to kind of deter away from the Roxy Nafuzi series that we've been doing on the book Manifest, just because it's a couple days before Christmas, and I really want to talk about giving. I have another vlog earlier this year that talks a lot about giving and different ways that you can give and just the energy that it brings, because giving and receiving is an actual universal law, because you cannot receive if you do not give. And that does not mean that you only give in order to receive. Like, I'm going to do this for this person, or I'm going to give this amount of money to this organization because I know something good's going to happen to me. And that's called giving with a caveat. So a caveat is like an excuse. So you're actually, you're giving in order to get something back. And you don't want to do that. You want to give, you want to have your heart come from a good place when you're giving anything. You want to do it without any type of, reward coming to you afterwards. You just want to give because it makes you happy, and you know that whatever it is that you're giving is going to help somebody. And I know times maybe can seem uncertain for people, and money isn't always an option to give, especially at Christmas. And you don't always have to give money. And you know what I found? There's a lot of people out there who give money. I'm a person that gives money because I don't have time to give. I shouldn't say I don't have time. I find it a little bit challenging right now to donate my time. So it is easier for me to donate financially, just because I really do still want to help people. But if you're not in a position to donate financially, then don't. There's so many more things you can do. I know, again, there's a lot of organizations that actually would appreciate you donating your time rather than financially, because a lot of them are just really, they don't have enough volunteers for a lot of organizations around. So if you're able to donate your time, I mean, that's absolutely amazing. Reading to elderly, offering to help a neighbor with, housework or babysitting if you know that they're maybe struggling a bit, that kind of thing. Giving away things that you don't need anymore. Like your trash could be somebody's treasure, that kind of thing. But offering to help and just donating things that you don't need, those are really good ways that you can give back if you're not in a position to give financially. And to do it in a way that it just really makes you feel good about it and not expecting anything in return. And it's called a selfless give. And a selfless give is really challenging to do. I actually watched or read a podcast, I can't remember, a couple years ago, about an exercise about giving selflessly. And I know I've mentioned this on a previous podcast, but it needs to be mentioned again because it really helps sort of get your mind into selfless giving. But you take a denomination money, like a $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, whatever you want, and you write on a sticky note, "I hope this helps you." I think that's what it was. I hope this helps you, have a wonderful day or something like that. And you just put that on a sticky note and attach it to the bill that you're giving away. And then you leave that money somewhere where someone will find it, but you don't know who's going to find it. So it could be somebody that's really, really down on their luck and could really, really use that money. It could be somebody that, had an unexpected payment come out of their bank and they didn't have enough money for gas in the morning to get to work and they find this money. It could go to somebody who maybe doesn't need it. It's really not up to you, and you're not going to know where it goes. But I like to think that when we do give away money, especially in this exercise, that it's going to go to someone who always needs it. So your intention is always really, really amazing when you're doing this exercise and you don't know. And I think that is probably one of the best practices ever, to give yourself into, the energy of selfless receiving. Super, super important. And I really encourage you to try that. I know the first time that I did it, I left it. I have a very I live in a condo and I have like a really busy building, and I know that I have elderly people in my building. I know I have young families in my building, and I just thought, whoever finds this, I'm just going to leave it. It's not my business. And it's just selfless giving, because the intention that you're putting behind whoever finds it, like that they're really, really going to need it. Like the sticky note says, it's really, really going to make their day. So that intention that you're putting into the money is 100% key. 100% key. So that's just a really good kind of practice to sort of get into around giving. But remember not to give so you can get something back. You give because you want to give. And it's always, always good to, especially if you're going to donate financially, is to do it anonymously so that nobody knows it's you that's giving the gift. And I like to do that a lot. I had a friend tell me that one time, and I know she's watching, but just to not attach your name to things, so you're not looking for recognition of things that you're giving, because that's not being selfless, that's being selfish. And isn't that wild? Because you're actually giving a gift. But if you're giving the gift for the purpose of some kind of pat on the back or recognition, that sort of takes away the gratitude of the gift that you're going to bring to yourself. Because it is very true. When you make good choices for yourself and for others, really good things come to you. And that is a law, and that it's the law of giving and receiving. And it is an actual thing, but it is attached to some rules, right? So glad we talked about that. So I think a lot of people don't get that. And especially if you're new to kind of giving, that you just want to make sure, not that you're doing it the right way, because there's really no wrong way to give, but you want to do it in a way that's selfless and that, at the same time does make you feel good without a bunch of recognition. So I just really, really, really liked that. But, and also, again, remember, you don't always have to donate financially. It's not always about the money. I think it is like big brothers, big sisters. I remember a few years ago when I was actually going to donate some time, and I picked a couple of organizations, and my first choice was the SPCA because I love animals, but the SPCA had several volunteers at the time that I was looking to volunteer somewhere. And then there was Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and they didn't have hardly any volunteers. They had probably a 2-month waiting list of kids, as they only had like 3 volunteers. And this is a service that, goes out Tuesdays and Saturdays, has an individual go out with kids and they go bowling, or they, go to the library or have a little shopping trip or whatever. And they absolutely had no volunteers. Reading to the elderly. There's a lot of elderly people in our care homes, whose family is far away. They don't have the luxury of being in the same town as their loved ones where they can get weekly visits or, more than once a week visits. So that's a really, really big one. If you have time, get a hold of one of your care homes and see where you can be of some help. And then, just your neighbors too. If you've got elderly neighbors or, like I said before, young families that you can offer to babysit or shovel their driveway or, housework if you know that somebody's sick, like really just anything like that. And you can also sort of brainstorm with friends. Maybe there's, a group of you that would like to get together and donate to an organization or donate your time, a group of you, which I think is a really good one. And I want to start that with my friends. I think if you're all watching this, I think we should do a brainstorm for the new year and decide if we'd like to donate, financially to a cause or actually just our time to a group. So I think that's really amazing. That is the vlog for today, everybody. I just wanted to come on and talk about that as we're just a couple days before Christmas. And I hope you all have a really, really amazing Christmas. I know Christmas can be a challenge for many, many people for many, many different reasons. I hope whatever Christmas brings you this year, you just take that small piece of gratitude just for being here right now, being able to watch this. And that's probably the best thing that you can take for yourself. We don't all have family to celebrate with. We don't some of us have to work over the holidays. There's a lot of different reasons why people might not like holidays, or they don't have loved ones with them physically. That's another really big one. So my prayer for all of you watching this is that you get to spend your Christmas however you want to spend it, with whoever you want to spend it. Remember to only do things that bring you joy. Thank you for watching, everybody. Again, have an amazing holiday. I will talk to you next week. We will continue with the Manifest series. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, The 411 on Manifesting. If nobody tells you this week, I love you. Have an amazing Monday, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.